sine formula. Sine formula. Now, when we talk about sine formula, what exactly are we talking about? Sine formula is a formula that is used, to find, either the side of the angles of a triangle or the angle itself of a given triangle. Now, the formula is simple. That is A, that means A represents the side. Okay, look at capital letter A there, represent this angle, and then the small letter A, which is directly opposite, represent the side of A, alright, of angle A, directly opposite to it. So A, which is the side, all over the sine angle of A is equals to B, which is the side, all over the sine angle of B is equals to also C, which is the side, all over the sine angle of C. You see? So that is the formula. Alright, so this formula, you cannot use 3 of these 10 consecutively. You can only use 2 at a time. Yeah, you can use 2 at a time. So you can either use this and this and the last one, or this and the last one. So depending on the value they give to you. So before you use the sine formula, if they give you maybe any of the 3 sides, if they give you any of the 3 sides and they don't give you any angle at all, you cannot use sine formula. Okay, for you to be able to use sine formula, at least 2 sides must be given. Okay, at least 2 sides must be given and 1 angle must be given. All right, yeah. Okay, so very, very important. So when we solve practical questions, you will see what I'm talking about. Now look at this particular question now. The question says, in triangle ABC, A is equals to what? Angle A is 54 degrees, angle B is 67 degrees, side A is 13.9 meter, find B and then C. That is question 1. And we are going to be solving this question very fast. Okay, solution to question 1. Question 1. Now, they say it's a triangle. So first of all, let's draw our triangle. This is going to be our triangle. And this triangle, they say, is ABC. So we can start with our A. Here, A, and then B, and then C. Alright, so the angle of A is given to be 54 degrees. So inside here will be 54 degrees. And then angle B is 67 degrees. Angle B is given to be 67 degrees. Then we are asked to find B and then C. Okay, our B is not given, and then our C is not given. Alright, first of all, before we continue, we can find angle C. This angle C, which is not given, the capital letter C is not given. How do we find that? According to the law, the sum of angle in the triangle is 180. What it means is that we have A degree plus B degree plus C degree is equals to what? 180 degrees. So A is given to be what? 54 plus B is given to be 67, and then C is not given. Alright, so this is 180 degrees. So 54 plus 67 is going to give us 121 plus C equals to 180 degrees. So therefore, our C will be 180 minus capital letter C. This is what you have, not small letter. They are asking us to find the small letter, so this is the capital letter, which is the angle. These are the side, not the angle. So 180. So 180 minus 1 to what? 1, and then that is going to give us what? 180 minus 121 is going to give us 59 degrees. That means our C here now is 59 degrees. Okay, now that we have gotten that, the thing we're going to do now, we're going to find our B. To find our B, we say, recall that the sine formula can go all over sine A is equals to B all over sine B is equals to C all over sine big C. Alright, so now if you are looking for B, now that we have if you look at this question too, our A is given 13.9, side A is given. Side A, opposite A is what? 13.9 meter. given. So we can use A, since A, small side of A is given, and then the sine itself of A is given. So this full side is given, so we can use this and then combine with B to find B. Alright, so then we leave C for now. So it's going to be what? We are going to use this one and this one to find our B. So now this is what we are going to have. We are going to have our A is what? 13.9 all over sine angle A is what? 54. Alright, so this is going to be B. We don't know B. Sine the angle of B is what? 67 degrees. So now what you are going to do now is you are going to have 13.9 over sine 54. Sine 54 is going to give me 0.24 decimal place 0.8090 to be equals to our B all over sine 67. Sine 67 is going to give me 0.9205 to 4 decimal place. Always take them to 4 decimal place, okay? Alright, now so you can now cross multiply. By the time you cross multiply, you are going to have B times 0.8090 is going to give us 0.8090 and then B, which is going to be equals to 13.9 times 0.9205. 13.9 times 0.9205 is going to give us 12.749. So if you approximate, it's going to give us 950. Alright, so now we are looking for B, so we divide both sides by the coefficient of B, which is 0.8090 all over 0.8090. This will go, then our B now, our B will be equals to, then we divide 12.7950 divided by 0.8090, which is this one. If you divide it, it's going to give me B now is going to be 15.82. So approximately B is going to be equal to 15.8 meter. Now we've gotten our B now. Now that we have gotten our B, the next thing to find is our C. To find our C, you can either use side of A and C, or you can even use B and then C, since the full of the side of A and the angle of side of B and the angle of B is known already, so you can use this and then use together with the side of C. So let me use A again. We have A all over sine A will be equal to C all over sine capital letter C. So our A is what? Is 30.9 over the sine, the angle is sine 54 degrees to be equal to the C, small c is what we are looking for. Then sine capital letter C is what we just found. We have found it to be what? To be 59. We have found it here. So we have found it here. It is what? 59. So that is why we have 59 degrees. So here we are going to have 13.9 over sine 54. We have found it before. Sine 54 is 0.8090. Okay, which is going to be equal to C all over sine 59 now. Sine 59 is going to give me 0.8572. Alright, so now you cross multiply. C times this value will be 8. C times this will be 0.8090C, which is going to be equals to, then 13 times this value, which is 0.8572 is going to give me 11.1436. So now we divide both sides by the coefficient of C, which is 0.8090 all over 0.8090. this will cancel out themselves. Then, therefore, our small side C will be equals to, by the time you have 11.1436 divided by 0.8090 is going to give us 13.77. So approximately it's going to be 13.8 meter. So this is our C. So with this, we have succeeded in finding our C. All right. Now let's go to question 2. Solution to question 2. Question 2 said a triangle PQR. So we draw the triangle first. Triangle. This is our triangle, and this triangle is PQR. Okay. So triangle PQR. Our angle R is given to be what? 53 degree. Our angle R here is given to be 53 degree. Then our small side Q, opposite of this Q, is 3.6 meter. Then our small r is 4.3. Small r, opposite of small r is 4.3 meter. Okay, so now that we have gotten, let's say find Q. This capital letter Q, these angles is not given. All these angles are not given. Yes, sine rule can go here. Why is sine rule can go here? Sine rule can go here because you see here we use A, B, C, but here now we have P, Q, R. Okay, so now we can modify the formula to be equals to we can start with P. You can say small letter P all over sine capital letter P is equals to now small letter what? R all over sine capital letter R equals to small letter Q all over sine capital letter what? Q. This is the sine rule. You see the figure may change. Okay, so the figure may change, but they still remain the same. Alright, so we will use side of R because side of R is complete. Side of R is complete. You see the side of R is given and the angle of R is given. Then here, the side of Q is given, but the angle is not given. So we can use side of R. This R now, so we can use R over sine capital letter R to be equals to Q over sine capital letter Q. Now we can substitute. How do we substitute into this? Our R, small letter R is what? Is 4.3 all over sine, the angle is what? Is 53 degrees. So this is going to be equals to our Q is given, the small Q is given to be what? 3.6 all over. Then the next thing that is not given is our Q, so it remain as sine Q. Now at this point, what we're going to do now is that we have our 4.3 all over sine 53 is what? Sine 53 is going to give us 0.7986. So this is going to be equal to 3.6 all over sine Q. We now have our sine Q here. So the next thing we are going to be doing now, we cross multiply. Alright, so 4 times this is going to be what? 4.3 times sine Q will be 4.3 sine Q, which is going to be equals to this value, 3.6 times this particular value, which is 3.6 times 0.986 is going to give me 2.874 to be 50 approximately. So now we are going to divide both sides by 4.3 all over 4.3. So 4.3 we go. We are now left with sine Q to be equal. So if you divide it by 4.3, that means if you divide 2.87, alright, then 50 divided by 4.3 is going to give me 0.666686. So now we are looking for Q and not sine Q. Alright, now that we are looking for Q and not sine Q, what are we expected to do? We now take the arctan of what? Of Q. Some people call it sine inverse. You can take arc inverse, arc sine rather, not arc sine, because it's sine. Some people call it sine inverse. So now you can call it sine inverse or arc sine. All of them are the same. So this is what it means. Our Q now will be equals to what? Sine inverse of 0.6686. Alright, so this is Q equals to, how do you press this? You press by press shift in your calculator, press shift, then press sine, it's going to give you, and then press 0.6686. You see, it's going to give 41.9591. So approximately it's going to be what? We are going to have, since all the angle here is given in whole number, we are going to get 42 degrees. So this is 42 degrees. So our side Q here is 42 degrees. So this is how to use your sine rules. Alright, if you don't understand, you can watch it again. Drop some things in the comment section. This is Menora Academy. Thank you very much.